All right, we are live. Okay, everyone, it's Saturday afternoon. Welcome to a very special Night Talk. Thank you for joining us. For those of you new to Night Talk, this is where we campfire and chat about everything under the stars. And let me see who we have here in the chat. Let me. I'm your host, Gabriel Bierman from National Parks at Night. Below, please write in where you're tuning in from. And while I do that, I've got a special announcement or a quick PSA we have to do. If you want to get a taste of the previous Night Photo Summit classes, every Tuesday and Thursday leading up to Night Photo Summit, we're showcasing classes from our previous years. Remember, this is our 5th year of doing Night Photo Summits. We've got a wonderful catalog of night inspiration. Last week was Mike Fry's 2024 talk about photographing in moonlight, and then Katrina Brown's designing the light at night was Thursdays. So remember, Tuesdays and Thursdays. We got 4 more coming up. I can't tell you what we've got coming up this week. You'll just have to go to our website. That's where we stream them. Here it is. Ready? 2025.nightphotosummit.com. You can go there at midnight East Coast Standard Time as soon as it turns 12 a.m. on that Tuesday and Thursday. And it'll be right there on the homepage. I think you got to scroll down just a smidge. And it'll be there available for 24 hours. So that's how you can take advantage and get to know what Night Photo is about. And really, it's, again, gathering some of the finest night photographers, artists, astronomers from all over the world for a wonderful weekend gathering during the winter that we can get that inspiration. All right, so we got Portugal. Portugal is in the house. Thank you, Ruji Pinto, for joining us. Again, feel free to drop in where else you're coming from, and we will shout you out. And we've got a very, very special treat again for you today. Tuning in all the way from Italy, we've got Isabella Tabacchi, otherwise known and on Instagram as Isabella Landscapes. She is so international, both living, exploring, and she's internationally awarded from some of the most prestigious agencies in the world, BBC, Nat Geo, Forbes, and more. She describes her work as emotional landscape photography. We describe it as breathtaking, beautiful, and absolutely stunning. So let's give a very warm Night Talk welcome to Isabella.
Hello, everybody.
How are you doing, Isabella?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
So
You?
again, it's 2 p.m. here in New York. What time is it in Italy?
It's 8 p.m.
All right, so it's an evening Night Talk for Europe, but it's an afternoon Night Talk for America. So thank you for taking an evening, a Saturday night evening here to join us at Night Talk. All right, let's get started. Isabella, what first got you curious about the night?
So, as so usually I try to look for to translate my pictures in emotions, in the emotions that I feel during my shooting. So usually the nightscape, the night landscape gives me a sense of mystery, peaceful, serene environment that of course attracts me a lot. And also the color palette of the night photography attracts me a lot because I really like this kind of color palette. And that's why, as I always look for emotional landscapes that can make me feel emotions and translate my emotions in pictures. That's why I really like the night photography, even if of course I do a lot of also daytime photography, but especially dramatic sunset, sunrise, but also night photography, blue hour photography are some of
Hmm.
my favorite.
And how long have you been doing photography? When did you get started? What got you inspired to do photography as a whole?
So I I do photography since my childhood, but of course I started to focus more into landscape photography, and I had much more clear ideas about what I wanted to do. 10 years ago, around 10 years ago, I started, and I got full time in 2017.
Nice. So things started clicking literally 10 years ago, and then just really dove into it. Nice. Um, and now I love your theme that you can see in all your images. It's like, it's so amazing. I think, right, when everything clicks, that's when we can look at a photograph and say, oh, I know whose photograph that is. That's Isabella's. That's Ralph's. That's Jean's. That's when we know we've arrived. And your overall theme is evoking emotion in your work. Can you share your strategy for crafting these very emotional and epic images?
So basically, I plan my shots a lot, even if sometimes, of course, there are some conditions that come by chance, or when I am on the spot, I often find some elements that make me. That inspires me really much. So, of course, sometimes planning is important, but of course, a lot of shots of amazing shots that I get sometimes are taken in casual conditions. I look especially for dramatic conditions or some special weather conditions and some special contrast, color. I look a lot at for I look a lot for the color contrast to create an impactful view for everybody that looks at my pictures and for also especially for me. And I will get also more deep on this during the talk that we will have in during the Night Photo Summit, and I will get much more deeper about every specific technique on how to evoke emotions in landscape photography, but especially color contrast, light and shadows, and the perspective, also playing a lot with the perspective, finding elements in
Mhm,
nature that
mhm.
can create
Yep.
unique perspectives.
Nice. All right. So this is I got a bonus question here. And folks, remember, I see you here. If you have some questions for Isabella, drop them in the chat. We'll definitely get to them. Um, Isabella, if you were to choose between these three dramatic landscapes, which one would you gravitate to first? A mountainous dramatic landscape, a waterscape, or a desert?
Mm.
This is a tough one. I know
It's difficult because I really like these tree landscapes can contain very dramatic, very interesting elements inside. But I really like mountain landscapes. Uh, Mountain landscape. I started with mountain
Yep,
landscapes,
yep,
so for
yep.
sure mountain landscape. But deserts also, waterscapes. If we have these rocky
Yeah.
cliffs and this
There's no wrong answer, right? There's no wrong answer. I think the best answer is, hey, can we get all three in one shot?
Mhm.
That would be the, you
Yeah.
know. All right, awesome. Well, yes, I love, love, love your mountain landscapes. We're going to get to your images in a few minutes, folks, and you're going to just be blown away. Um, Before we get to that, um, I wanted to ask you, you know, a little bit more expanded upon how night photography plays into your vision. Can you share uh, a night that you had that was really challenging, and maybe you didn't know if you were going to succeed, and maybe you didn't, with it? but the main thing I want you to talk about is, or share with us, is what you learned from that experience.
Okay. Usually, night photography for me is very tranquil and a peaceful shooting phase because, of course, it's very contemplative. And usually, when I take night shots, usually I I set up my camera and then composition. But there were some conditions, especially two times in which it was difficult, and it was because of the weather. The wind was very strong, and usually, as I always need to do some double exposure, as I will explain more in during the talk in the Night Photo Summit conference. As I had to do some focus taking. When there is a very freezing wind, very strong wind, of course, it's very important. A steady tripod, I have it, but
Yep.
it was very, very cold, very freezing, and every shot, every second was, every minute was very long. So it was in two situations. One in the Atacama Desert,
Oh, ho, ho.
in Mones de la Pacana, is in a place called Mones de la Pacana, is at
Yep.
4,400 meters. I don't remember how much is in feet, but
Yeah,
around.
no, it's a lot. It's over 10,000, 11,000 feet we're talking. So yeah.
It's so cold. During the day, everything was quite it
Yeah.
was quite warm, but in the evening it became freezing. We passed through also with the car. We went next to a lake that was was frozen just in
Whoa.
hour before not, and it was incredible. And another time it was in Kazakhstan. We have also one shot that I will show you later
Okay.
in the slideshow, and it was is a salt lake called Karanjarik, and there was a very very strong wind. I slept in the tent too, and then I had a very very beautiful, incredible shooting under the moonlight, very inspiring. The shot I got was I was very satisfied about it, and but very very windy, very 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 windy, very windy. That very windy.
Wind, yeah, wind can be such a challenge. Whoa.
Yeah.
Um, how did you stabilize? How did you keep your tripod, your system stabilized? Did you just like dig into the spike into the ground? Did you weight it down? What was your
Yeah. Luckily, I have a very stable tripod, very, very stable, and it was very, very good, that tripod. The first time, not so much. The second time, I have very good tripod.
Gotcha.
The first time I had some issues. The second time in Kazakhstan, I had a very, very good tripod, and I was really, actually, really surprised about it because in another very, very windy location,
Mhm.
in Boshira, it was also very windy during the night, and I had to do a start trail. I did the
Ah,
start trail, and it
wow.
was fine. And I was very surprised about the.
Wow. Wow.
Often, I let my camera on the tripod to take the start trail, the several shots.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Came out really well. I was not there holding it. Also, otherwise I would
Sometimes
have.
you're holding onto yourself with the tripod. It's so sturdy.
Very good tripod. Yeah, at the
Nice.
end.
And when we in Atacama, were you there? You must have been there. Were you there in the winter? Or were you there in the shoulder season?
No, I was there in September, which was in
Yeah,
summer.
older. So the end of winter, beginning of okay. So that's I was like, wow.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, in Atacama, it was at the end of winter. In
yes.
Kazakhstan, it was in late summer.
Yes. People forget how cold the desert can be at night. Really,
Very
especially at
strong.
such high altitudes. It's dangerously cold. So Wow, fascinating. You've been to some amazing places. We're going to get to those and talking about your locations in a little bit. But first, I want to talk. Isabella's presentation at Night Photo Summit is appropriately named Emotional Landscape Photography. In this session, we are going to learn about her compositional and post-processing considerations that will help you amplify your creative vision. Isabella will offer practical tips and inspiring insights to help you create landscapes that are not only visually striking, but also emotionally compelling. Let's give the audience a tease at what they can expect and look at some of your images. And if you could share the stories behind the shots. So, where are we here? Oh, I, I, this is just amazing. I love this shot. I can't even guess where it is because for me, this is like a dream of with some building in between two mountains and someone paving the way. So
Mhm.
enlighten us, please.
So this is one of my favorite places in the Dolomites. This is an Alpine refuge, an hotel. These are basically hotels, not hotels, but yes, hotels, places that give you food
That
and
people can sleep
sleep.
for the night, right?
Yeah, that that are located mostly in very remote places in the Alps.
Wow.
And this is Violet. On the left, we have Violet Towers.
Hmm.
There are three rocky towers
Yep.
in the three four rocky towers in front of this hut. This hut, this hotel, this house is the Alpine hotel that is in front of there, and the owners are my friends also, and I go there since 10 years, and this is one
Wow.
of my places, the places of my heart, really, and
Wow.
the other mountain on the right is Catinaccio, Punta Catinaccio, and this is one of my favorite places. There is a very small puddle pond
Yes. Yeah.
that usually fills up with water, but just when it's raining a lot and
Hmm.
it's immediately drying. But that night was there was some water, so I could play with the wide angle and take some reflection of the hut, of the house. And especially it was really it was important to create this panorama. It was important uh, to don't consume so much time because of course the fog was coming through coming towards me, and that's why it was important to be very fast.
So this is a single shot. This is not a pano.
This is a panorama.
So
Yeah.
a quick pano,
Mhm.
which
Quick panorama.
there's nothing quick about panos. Let's be honest.
Yeah. So luckily they were not so fast, the clouds, but they
Yeah.
were there.
Well, I love the clouds really stayed in the middle, right in between the two mountains and underneath. Everything is perfectly framed for those moments that you
Yes.
had here together. Outstanding, really image and the puddle. Just obviously the reflection brings it all together. Were there many people at the hotel, or you're able to work? Because there's no lights on. I love it. I mean, the lights would have been. Oh, there's one little light on. I see. Okay, but that just makes it too that it's not a bunch of light coming out of the hotel.
Because after 10 p.m. usually there is the sleeping time
Uh-huh.
until 7 p.m. until 7 a.m.
Yep.
So that's why there is just one light on one window.
Someone's still reading late at night. And is this a location you have to hike? You have to hike to, or this is not a driving location? This is
No,
some.
this is hiking
This is like,
location. Hike 2 hours, about 2 hours.
whoa, but well worth it, folks. Well worth it. How many nights did you spend? When you go up here, do you usually spend a couple nights,
Sometimes,
or
yeah, sometimes it depends. Sometimes I spent one night. Sometimes I spent one week there.
Yeah.
then hiking around. I really like to hike in the mountains. So often to get the best conditions, especially 2 years ago, I stayed there 1 week. Then I went back another week. That's why I got nice shots. Yeah.
I would imagine that you experienced everything in the Dolomites or at this location in 1 week, because it seems like that's always a constant weather challenge.
Yeah, in some slides there will be a picture that make yeah that is a picture
Shows
that
it totally different. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
like
Exactly.
since a little bit long time. This was taken in 2017.
Okay.
2017, yeah. So it
Okay.
was taken several years ago.
Wow.
But I've been a lot of times there. It's one of my favorite places.
It's a very special place to call home for just even a little bit.
It's
Awesome.
like another world. It's like
Totally.
going
Totally.
to another world.
Yes. I mean that there's nothing else there, right? There's nothing else there but these imposing mountains, the galaxy.
Yeah, there is another refugio upper, a little bit upper, and another down from the
Nice.
that trail to come up. Yeah,
Wow. All right.
it's just rocks.
Beautiful. Beautiful. All right, let's move to the next image. Let's see, where are we going now? Where are you taking us to here?
That's Kazakhstan. That's the condition, the situation in which I got a lot of wind,
Hmm.
a lot of wind.
Oh,
So
this is the one you're holding on to, or not the tripod, but this is the tripod did a good job.
yes, very good job. Very good job. I was very happy about the compositions, about finding these rock formations that are like not yes, they are minerals. They are white minerals. I'm not expert into
Okay.
minerals, but they're white minerals, rocks. Very nice, and they are leading to these very strange rock formations that look like UFO, and that's a salt lake. That's why it's a salt lake that looks like a sea of clouds. That's why
Totally. I thought you were like
that
20,000 feet up.
yeah. That's why I love this place because it's so it's very remote, also very remote, and also here is like really to go to another world, to another
Hmm.
dimension, to another universe. It's incredible. This
Yes, another
place.
universe for sure.
So it's
Um,
fun.
I love, I love amazing composition. I love again, the emotion being evoked. The clouds, can- the clouds seem to be like they're shining the light down, upon the other, like the bed of clouds below. There's just this amazing sort of energy between the two of them.
Hmm. That's why I love landscapes when also when there is some moonlight, because moonlight sometimes helps a lot
Mm-hmm.
with some landscapes, especially in this kind of landscapes, is perfect moonlight. I really like it, and not I some people that don't like so much moonlight because for Milky Way maybe is not is too,
Right, right,
but
right,
uh,
right.
but I also like a lot when there are these nights when there is a lot of moonlight.
This is, well, it's magical. We are huge fans of the variety of light, and I think what's working so well with the moonlight is that it's to the side, right? So it's
Yeah.
not flat moonlight. It's very soft yet dramatic moonlight, that's revealing the landscape. Right. This is no blue hour blend, folks. This is just the moonlight lighting the landscape. You don't have to do all those tricky exposures. But yeah, that interplay and this by far one of the finest moonlight examples I've seen. We've got an Italian in the house that's saying hello. Alex
Hello.
Wide's Panoramas is
Hi, hello,
that's
hello, ciao, Alex.
and he says hello, Isa. So that's, and Alex, I don't know if you heard, he just came on board. He'll be also speaking at Night Photo Summit. So uh,
Yes,
Italy is trending. Tell your Italian friends.
yes.
Awesome.
It's special.
So you said this was remote. Talk to us how you got to this location. Was this driving, hiking? How many more? This seems like you hiked for days to get to this location.
Mm, so is 140, 150 kilometers of road in
Okay.
the sand.
Yes. Yes. A lot. But you could drive that road.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. There is a. I had a driver that
Yeah. 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 Okay.
needed very experienced driver.
Nice. Nice. How many nights did you spend here? Was it just
One.
one? Just one night. What a wonderfully special night. Wow. Wow.
I was very lucky at the sunset, especially, and during the night, and during also sunrise was nice.
Nice.
Sunrise was very pastel colors, and but sunset was incredible, and night was also incredible too.
Wow. Wow. You got it all, right? That's how you get the trifecta, all
Yeah,
three.
yeah, because it was very nice for this location. So for me, it was really important to get very good conditions. So I was so happy to be lucky here.
Yeah. Oh, that's well, coming away with this image and more. Truly, truly special. I hope you didn't set up the tent on these rocks, though. That does seem uncomfortable. Oh, we've got Carlino's photography. Hello from Sugarland, Texas. Excited for the Night Photo Summit. We're excited that you're joining us. Here's a wonderful taste of our new speaker, Isabella Tabacchi. All right, let's continue with your images. Instant classic right here. Take us through this shot.
So this is a baobab in Madagascar under the Milky Way. It was taken in at the end of 2023.
Hmm.
It was taken in September, the end of September 2023, in southern Madagascar. And yeah, it's a double exposure. I illuminated a little bit from. I asked one of my mates to illuminate a little bit the side of the baobab. Then, of course. In the editing, I develop a little bit to have a more soft
Hmm.
light also, a little bit more open shadows, and also accentuate a little bit the Milky Way, even if the Milky Way was already incredible there because it's very low light pollution and very nice Milky Way in Madagascar.
That's you got it perfectly aligned there. We got the core, like I mean, the tree is reaching up and just like lighting up that core. It seems. I like the light painting and your treatment of the light painting there. Was it with a flashlight? Was it with a car, vehicle, or something like that? Or
No, with a simple flashlight,
just
simple,
a
very
flashlight?
simple.
Yeah, but
That's
from the side, so
uh,
right, smart, giving
yeah.
it depth. The color palette also very nice um, on this. So what you're saying you're saying this was one shot, all one shot, or you're saying that you use it was a composite on this one?
Yes, double exposure, exactly. I took
Double
yeah, an
exposure.
exposure for the sky
Hmm.
and a very long exposure for the foreground to save the shadows, especially because otherwise the shadows were he has to recover all the informations inside in the shadows.
And was it double exposure? Did you move the camera, or was everything?
No, no,
Wow,
everything there,
wow,
absolutely. Yeah.
wow! You don't hear about many people doing the double exposure technique on it. Very cool. Right on. We do have a question from Azer Cloud is in the house. How can you confirm focus in the darkness of your foreground subjects?
Mm. So in the foreground, it's not so easy to get a sharpened foreground, of course. So my technique is always to illuminate very much with a strong light the foreground,
Hmm.
then focus and then turn off the light and then take the shot,
Yep.
and then repeat this step, this technique for all the plans in the depth of field in the picture. Yeah.
And how far were you from this tree?
Not so much because this tree is not so big baobab.
Hmm.
I think around 2 3 meters, as I can remember.
Right. Okay. So you
Yeah.
definitely had to, when you did your double exposure, you focused on the tree, and then you refocused on the stars.
Exactly,
Yep.
exactly. And then I focused with the infinity
Hmm.
in the Milky Way. Yes,
Yep.
yes. And I make sure also after that everything also was focused after I always control my check my shots to see if everything is perfectly focused. Very perfectionist.
Nice. So when this popped up on the back of your screen after you finished, you never know with the multiple exposure, you have the one, you see the overlay, and then you're just kind of like, okay, I see a little overlay, but I don't see it all. And then when it popped up, were you like,
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I have to control every detail in the camera in the live view. Zoom in a lot to see that
mhm,
I focus it well because sometimes it can happen that maybe some mistake. So
right?
I always check always because I don't want to regret when I go get home at the computer and and see things that I don't like.
Nice. Yeah, no, of course, right. Yeah, definitely. But seeing this on the back of the screen, this would have made me very happy. I was like, wow, double exposures. Love it. All right, let's move on to the next, folks. Again, drop in any questions you have on the images you're seeing or anything you might have for Isabella or Knight, and we will get to them. Oh, this is it. Where, can I drop the mic around here? Where's the mic? um, I don't even know what to say about this image except that it's blowing my mind, and I'm inside my mind, I feel. So talk to us about this. Share how you. I don't know. Did you found this? Did you know about this? And let's tell us the story behind the shot, Isabella.
Okay. Basically, this place was when usually when I planned my journey to Kazakhstan,
Hmm.
I I did a lot of researches about the spots, the locations,
Hmm.
and the spot of the picture before you showed before was one of the highlights that I absolutely wanted to see.
Hmm.
But for example, this spot was a spot that was the favorite one of my guide, of my driver, because basically I contacted basically the agency. I told them, okay, I want this place at
Yep.
at time of
Hmm.
the day, and then they added some spots. So I wanted absolutely. It was repeating every day. We have now in some days we will go here. Everybody loves this place.
Okay.
I brought there a Japanese group that wants to go there, even for free, because they basically they everybody loved this spot. So at the beginning, when I got there, I saw all these white formations. Looked like to be in heaven. Basically, there is a huge salt lake, and there is this huge arch, a stone arch that is white. Basically, it's almost white. These are all incredible, huge white formations.
It looks like snow, right? It looks like this. It looks like snow outside, but right then this surreal sort of right uh, powder white rock on the inside.
So yes, when it was not planned. So when I went there, I saw this huge, incredible arch, and I went up. I placed my camera.
Hmm.
Then I started to get the panorama, and then I got also a shot. When I had to get the shot, the part on the right,
So wait,
I
this
went
this is
down
a
there.
pano. This is a pano.
this is a panel. I
Okay.
went down there. You see that person is me.
Ah!
I used the time lapse
Yep, 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 yep.
because I uh, basically the for me the timer was I think was not a good idea. I think it was better
Right.
time lapse. So I got a lot of pictures and yeah, I got a self portrait basically with this stone arch.
I love it. So, when was this a two picture panorama? Is it one eye and then the other eye? Or is it like 5, 10 images that make
Yeah,
this image?
around five. I don't remember
Yep,
how
yeah, yeah.
many, but just I just yeah, I got several pictures and then I put them. Usually to merge panorama, I use Luminar because I like very much how it merges the panorama.
Mhm, mhm.
It's more flexible, and uh, and then uh, and then I merged the panorama and I got like a 29,000 more than 29,000 pixel on the long side panorama.
Yeah, I love when I first saw this on Instagram, I thought you did a brilliant job of showcasing it because you showed the left eye, a left arch
Mhm.
with one, and I was like looking at that picture and I'm like, wait, there's more. This is like an amazing shot, right? And then you
Yeah.
like swipe to the other one, and I'm like, oh, now there's the other eye, and then you had it all together, and I was like,
Yeah,
poof.
thank
At-
you. It's not easy to post panoramas on Instagram, so I'm happy I did a good job. That was like nice. Yeah.
Yep, yep. So tell us what's going on in the sky here. What do we have? Is that a moonset, sunset? What's what is that a planet or is up in the left? Do you know? Or
It's the moon.
that's the moon in the left,
Yeah.
and then there was then what that was the sunset
Uh,
prior.
yeah.
So this is more like right at the beginning of twilight and the night, and we got those nice deep purples and stuff like that. Wow, what
Yeah.
was there anyone else there when you were there?
What?
Was there anyone you have this place to yourself?
Yes, yes. I went with the driver,
Yeah.
and yeah, the driver brought me there. He told me, "Oh, we have to visit this place. It's amazing. It's incredible. When you see this place, it's it's fantastic." And I say, "Okay, okay." And then when I saw this arch, I was really
Yeah, yeah.
astonished, and especially. Mm, I saw with Photopills and other apps that I used for planning that the moon was there at
Nice.
the time. So I say, okay, okay, now I place the camera. I wait. I like this composition. I took another shot with another composition, always with the moon inside,
Hmm.
and yeah, and I got but with myself inside the arch again, and well,
Beautiful. Lesson learned, folks. Listen to your drivers. Listen to the locals.
yeah,
Prepare, prepare as much as you can, but
exactly,
the people that live there know even more. So definitely get to know the locals. Get to know your drivers. Yeah,
yeah,
great. We have a another question from Acer Cloud. Um, these photos are magnificent. And this is continuing the conversation that we had about the focusing on something close with the bow tree. Um, what what do you do for focusing, for instance, when your foreground is not 3 to 5 meters, it's not close to light up? Like something, for instance, uh, he's saying the Monument Valley, right? The
mm,
mittens, when you have a distant, like I guess you had with the well, right, with that first shot or that second shot over
okay,
here.
mm-hmm.
Like, what about obviously you're focusing here
Okay.
on the foreground, and then are you doing infinity for something that's that far away and just that's it?
So, yeah, for a very so it's very important to have a very very strong light, okay,
Hmm.
to focus also as long as you can. But of course, when for example, when you are all, after the medium, usually until if you have a good light until the medium part of the foreground,
Yep.
and it's fine. Then you can use the infinity. You can use the infinity when you are, for example, there on the cliff
Yes. Right.
the cliff and the salt lake. Before the light is strong light, you can easily focus. The
So for
problem,
this image, this one was under moonlight, right? And obviously you have the very close rock formation,
yeah, it's much
and then
easier.
you have right. This one is a perfect example. Very close, middle, and then distant. And
Hmm.
distance is for the most part as far as the stars.
Yeah.
So is this a focus stacked? Did you use just
Yes.
moonlight, or did you use flashlight here as well to assist?
Now here is the moonlight. Of course, to focus better, very well, I use it also the flashlight, and
Okay.
then I turn it off the flashlight, and then when after I focus it, I turn it off the flashlight, and then I just use it the moonlight
Okay.
because
Perfect.
these formations are bright.
Yep.
The color of this formation is bright. They are also little bit sparkling, so it helps very. The moonlight is very good for this formation, so that's why they're very shiny.
Nice. And just for translation for um, our U.S. viewers who don't know meters and stuff, I would say, folks, similar to what Isabella's saying, about 30 to 50 feet. You know, once you have that Joshua tree, if that Joshua tree is 2 feet, 3 feet to 20 feet, you're that's you got to focus on that and then focus on the stars, or if there's middle ground too. But once it's things are so distant, once it's over 30, 50 feet, then you're pretty much can go to infinity. You can obviously just focus on that tree if you can, if you have a strong enough light, as she said, but usually infinity. But then always double check, always, 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 right? Review before moving on. Review everything, review the focus, histogram, everything, right? You've got to. All right, so let's get on, let's move on. Let's see, anything else we would have to say about this image before moving on? I don't want to leave it. Oh, I want to go there. I want to
Yeah,
go there. Take me there.
different there also. Yeah,
Awesome. Love it. All right. So I think, and there we go. All right. All right. So, wow.
this is.
What's going on here?
So this picture for this picture, yeah, basically I was there one week in 2023. Also, it was summer 2023. There were a lot of storms in the Dolomites in that summer, and
Okay.
it was in front of that house that you can see in the first picture.
Oh, we're
Uh,
back to the same spot.
yeah, in the same
All right.
spot. And yeah, and that night there was a and suddenly there was a very stormy sky, and then I saw after dinner that the then there were some lightnings, so I decided to stay in front of the hut, in front of the refugio, with camera there ready, and they took a lot of shots, and they got these nice blizzards, no, not blizzard, lightnings.
Uh-huh.
Always get confused. And then after, of course, the low clouds were hiding the towers. So I had to be fast, quite fast also here. And then after I remember I got a lot of pictures with the towers that are covered, and then blizzards. This was the best moment, the best shot of
Mhm.
them, because I got several blizzards with the clouds, with the low clouds that were
Yep.
still in good position for the towers, and it was like on one of my dream shots in the Dolomites, because I love this mountain range, and I was dreaming to have it with some blizzards,
Dream complete.
some lightning. Sorry.
Yeah. So is this the mountain that was on the left, the three, or is this the mountain on the right, or is this the mountain that we didn't see behind?
um, on the left.
On the
The
left. Yeah.
three,
On the
the
other.
actually have four, yeah,
We'll do
towers.
this, folks. The folks just
Yeah,
there. The one
on
on the left.
on the left,
All right.
yes.
So you're standing under the hotel
Under the, yeah, the house, yeah.
and you're getting rained on.
No, no, it was under, basically
You're
under
under.
the
Oh,
roof.
so you had protection. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, because if something bad happened, I could run inside.
I like it. All right.
Not
So
so
let's go
safe.
back to it now. Yeah, this is a single shot that captured looks like two or three lightning bolts in here. How long was this exposure? Do you know offhand?
It was around around 7 seconds.
Wow,
Mm,
that was a very active
mm,
7 seconds.
mm.
How did it sound?
Ah, well,
I feel it's like we're approaching Mordor and Lord of the Rings or something like that. I don't know.
actually, it didn't sound. You could hear the sound, and then a lot of them, a lot of.
And were you the only one outside, or was anyone else being?
There were some people next to me. There were a lot of people. My friend, the owner of the hut of the hotel, she told
Yeah.
me, "Come inside, don't die." I don't want you to die.
You've got all this metal gear that the lightning is going to zap.
So you still remember?
Nice.
It
Well,
was that.
a reminder, everyone, to bad weather, get out there and shoot a wonderful mood, a wonderful dream, a dream shot, dream location.
Yeah, and it was very nice because there were all the clouds that were moving so fast, and they were mixing among each other. And no,
Yep.
I really like these conditions. Very dramatic, very, very surprising, very um, unpredictable. Also,
Yeah. Right. So everything is different, right? Every shot is different. Wow.
yeah.
Amazing. I really, really, really enjoy this one. Okay. Another mountain. We sense a theme. We asked her at the beginning what she likes the most: mountains, water, or desert. And I think you can guess what she said.
Yeah, the desert. Yeah, Kazakhstan also desert, but yeah, basically there are also a lot of mountains.
And this is one of the most famous mountains in the world,
The Matterhorn.
the Matterhorn. The Matterhorn. Raise your hand, folks, in the chat if you've been here. All right, well, tell us. This also looks like a night that maybe you were happy to have a sturdy tripod. It looks a little windy. Maybe you were bundled up. I feel cold just looking at this image.
Yeah. It was that I was on a mountain called the Gornagrat, where there is a huge there is a huge hotel with also an astronomy observatory,
Oh, cool.
and it's very very beautiful spot because you can go there with the train, and also during winter you can get a very nice view of the Matterhorn and also of the Gorner Glacier, of Mount Rosa, and it's a really nice location. And this picture was taken in 2016,
Okay.
2016, I think, or 2016, yeah, or 17. I don't remember, but it was taken several years ago, and it was at the end of the year in winter after Christmas, and it was the temperature was around minus uh, 33 degrees Celsius, and there was um, a very nice the there was actually was not so windy in the position I was, but was very windy on the peak of on the summit of the Matterhorn and also of the surrounding mountains.
Mhm.
And the snow, the ice was blown away from the summit, and the moonlight was illuminating everything. and that's why it was a perfect conditions. I never got similar condition after, and this was one of my favorite shooting moments because it was really magic.
Oh, that's awesome. That's amazing. Yeah, I mean, it looks frozen. Again, this is a really wonderful use of moonlight because we have deep shadows. It doesn't look like, I think a lot of times people with that shoot under a bright moon, they find that it looks like daytime. This one, because again, using that moon from the side and that the mountain is sort of in the shadow of it, but still getting that wonderful, wonderful detail. But for me, that it's so magical seeing that moonlight on the cloud that's kind of wrapped around the top of it. It seems to me, that just makes the whole scene, right? That emotion, that movement up at the top, that to me now I go down like this and then across like this, and it just is a wonderful journey through the image.
Thank you.
So, all right, okay. So I think that is the last shot. So we'll remove. All right, there we go. And so you've seen some pretty epic locations. Thank you for sharing those places. Um, what about what we didn't see? Can you share maybe one or two of your other favorite places that you have been to either once and it just made such a big impression, or that places that you go back to because it's so, so, so good?
Hmm. So, for sure, speaking about night photography, I'd like to go back to South America for sure. And for me, for example, Atacama was in Lauca National Park,
Mm-hmm.
where one of, I think, the most impressive locations, speaking about night sky, speaking about night photography, where really night sky is at its best, I
It's
think.
best. Yep.
And they would like to go back there, or also get to the surrounding countries, would be really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And
Go back. Go back. Maybe when it's a little warmer this time. Or you
yeah,
like September?
actually it was not that cold during the day. Was fine.
Mm-hmm.
It was the difference, especially because of the altitude during
Mm-hmm.
the night. But actually, not just in that night was really cold because
Okay.
of the wind. Because
Okay.
the wind was really, really, really
Yeah.
cold,
Yeah.
really cold. But the other nights were quite. For example, when I spent a night in front of Lake Chungara in Chile, far north in Lauca National Park,
Uh-huh.
I got the picture of Parinacota volcano reflected in the Lake Chungara, that is at around 4,600 meters.
Wow.
And it was really incredible. It was like in another planet. And
Yes.
um, wind was not so strong there, even if a lot of people told me, oh, there is always a huge strong wind, but it was fine. So it depends on the night.
So translation US folks, that's well over 10,000 feet. I think that's about 13, 14,000 feet that we're talking about. That is very high. How would the breathing, the air, how'd you deal with, how'd you acclimate? Was it tough? Was it easy? Did you spend a few days just like rest?
For a lot of people, it's not easy.
Yeah.
For me, it was totally fine. But because maybe I I don't know, my genetic maybe, or yeah,
You're
I
a
think
lady of the Dolomites.
that because I don't know. I don't think so because I have a friend that lives in the Dolomites. She's always on in the mountains
Yeah.
at around almost 3,000 meters.
Okay.
She lives there in one of these places. Very and she went to the same spot, and because basically there you have to drive from Arica, that is
Mhm,
at the sea level. Then you
mhm.
have to drive on a road until Putre, that is a town that is at 3,500 meters. So it's 1,000 meters less than the location I just told you. And she got a lot of headache, a lot of.
Wow,
I didn't. I slept very well, and it was very, very, very nice for me. It was
okay.
like very normal. I don't know
Yeah,
why.
that's very fortunate, very fortunate.
Yeah, yeah, it was fine. Also I went also at 4,800 meters, almost 5,000. Didn't feel anything.
The mountains call you. The mountains call you, and you call them.
Maybe.
So then what let's add that speaking of another location that you okay, let's think of what you location for the night that you haven't been to. What's on your bucket list? What's on your night sky bucket list?
Okay, so I'd like to visit very much Guatemala,
Okay.
Fuego, having this with the Milky Way and with some eruption would be amazing.
Oh yeah. Right, right. With volcanoes, right? Yes, more mountains, erupting mountains. That's it. Nice. Okay.
Yeah. So basically South America, Peru also. I would love to visit Peru. Also Himalaya. Himalaya, I think night sky should be very, very nice there.
Okay. All right. Good, good. All right, we talked a little bit, but we didn't really get to we talked to your sturdy tripod, but what is your go-to gear? How, what do you love? What's your go-to? And then let's keep it a little bit more on the night specific on, because I know that's a little bit more specific, faster lenses, etc. Please.
So currently I'm using a Fujifilm GFX 900S2, and
Okay.
for night photography I use the 2035 f4,
Yep. That's a good lens.
which is enough for night photography. Also, I tested it in Kazakhstan in a lot, and I'm very curious to test it next week in Lofoten Islands. I'd
Nice.
like let's hope to see northern lights and to be lucky, because last year I was not so lucky. But
How long are you going to be in Lofoten?
in Lofoten I will be next week, basically
For like a week, 7 days, 8 days, 9 days,
10 days.
10 days. Okay. So I wish you the luck.
Thank you.
10 days is a good amount. That's a
Let's
good
see.
amount. Yeah.
Let's see. It can be whatever.
Yes,
Right?
yes. Nice. So you're a medium format woman.
Yes. Yes.
I love it. Love it. All right, we're actually rounding up, folks. I'm going to give you the last few minutes. If there's any questions left, please drop them in the chat. We've got a few minutes left. The last question that I would like to ask you, Isabella, is what other projects would you like to share with our audience? What else are you working on?
So no, for projects are the past projects. You can see them on my
Hmm.
website on next
This
project.
can be like upcoming workshops and stuff as well.
Some
Yes.
yeah, quite some secrets, but yeah, I
Can't
want
be
to I
revealed at
want
Nick
them to be a surprise. Uh,
All right.
but I would like to return this year. I will go back a lot to Kazakhstan. Then let's see.
Okay. All right.
Then
And
always, yeah, always there is every year. Actually, I never always. There are a lot of new projects that come out, and they don't expect a lot of new stuff, new adventures that I didn't plan it before. So let's see what happens.
all right. All right. Now, and you teach workshops as well. What workshop are you most excited for this year?
I will have a photo tour in Iceland in
Okay.
June.
Okay.
That is almost sold out.
So
There
that's a
is
midnight. That's a midnight sun. That's a midnight sun time.
yes, Midnight
Perfect.
Sun will be very nice. Some nice new locations and also some classic iconic, but also some we will see some new locations also. And yeah, there is one spot left. And then also I have a lot of photo tours in Dolomites in summer and the usual ones in autumn, in October. And then I will have an exhibition in United Emirates in February for
Whoa. This
expo.
February coming up, coming right up.
Yes,
Oh, congratulations.
thank
That's
you.
amazing.
I will have an exhibition and some talks in that photo festival. So yes, I can't wait. And yes, a lot of new travels and what else? Yeah, some photo tours in the Dolomites. I will have photo pills, the photo pills camp. I will be a master in photo pills camp.
Yeah,
And,
right. Right.
and then let's see,
Let's
let's see.
see. Let's see. See, it sounds like you're off to an amazing start to 2025.
Yeah,
Isabella, thank you. Thank you
thank
so
you so
much for joining us. Um, Thank you, everyone that's down there, over there, in there, somewhere. Thank you for tuning in.
much.
Um, this rewatch will be available on our Instagram page in about 5 to 10 minutes. So if you missed anything, came in late, you can always give it a watch in about 5 to 10 minutes and then watch it at your leisure. And if you are also passionate about night photography and don't have your ticket to Night Photo Summit, consider joining us and other like minded people for our annual Night Photo Summit virtual conference this January 24th to the 26th. We'll have 40 presenters, 50 hours of inspiration, instruction, and fun, camaraderie, community, and a stellar glow in the dark conference t shirt mailed right to your home. I'm representing the glow in the dark sweatshirt right here. This only goes to in-house. Sorry, can't reveal. But this t-shirt is super comfy. If you can't make it that weekend, or you're just gonna miss one or two of the days, and you're like, I don't know if it's worth it. Well, check it out. You get online access to all classes for 1 year after this live event. So level up your skills with over 3 full days of night photography education and inspiration at 2025.nightphotosummit.com. Check it out, register, more information there. Thanks again for joining us. Thank you again, Isabella. It was a wonderful
You.
pleasure having you
Thank
here. We
you.
look forward to having you at Night Photo Summit, and then I want to see you in the Dolomites sometime soon.
Absolutely. Can't wait for this amazing online conference, and yeah, I can't wait to talk and to show you my all my emotional emotional style.
Exactly. Right on. Awesome. All right. Well,
Thank you so much.
farewell, everyone. We'll see you. Oh, well, wait. Before I leave, we have another night talk coming up. I should say night talk. Stay tuned. We're going to have a Monday night. Monday next week is going to be Monday and Wednesday. So look at both of our channels for the updates on who we're going to be interviewing. But we've got about 5 or 6 more of these coming up leading up to the conference. All righty. See you then.
Bye.